Hi, this is Tim with Mold Medics. If you didn't know, it's January, which is National Radon Action Month. So to help raise awareness about radon and radon issues, we wanted to cover some of the most common misconceptions that we hear when we talk to clients about radon. So probably the biggest misconception that we hear is, my neighbor tested for radon and their test was very low, so mine probably will be too. While this makes some sense, and there's some logic behind this misconception because radon is largely based on the geology beneath your home, and that's likely to be similar between your neighbors and yours. But similar isn't the same, and the differences between just a little bit of distance between your home and your neighbors can result in some staggeringly high differences. Radon levels can also be influenced greatly by a number of other factors about your home, like the type of construction, the building materials used, the grade of the earth around the home, how it sits on the lot, and many other factors. All of these can really influence the amount of radon present in your home. So to dispel this myth, we tested 5 homes all on the same street, and what's great about it is they're homes that have a lot of similarities behind them. The neighborhood that we looked at where we took this test had some really great characteristics in that the homes were very, very similar. So all of the homes were built between 2015 and 2016. They're all built by the same builder using the same construction practices, in many cases the same crews to build these homes. They're similar sized homes, some with nearly identical layouts. So some of them are almost exactly the same as each other, and they're using the same construction methods and materials. So a lot of the same siding, same windows, all those kind of things, which all of these can have small impacts on differences in radon levels. So it's really interesting to look at these compared to each other. And then probably most importantly, all of these homes are within 450 feet of one another. So not very far at all, about a football field and a half. Now, there are some differences between the homes that's worth mentioning. Most do have a walkout basement. I believe it's all but one had a walkout basement, and some were equipped with a passive radon mitigation system and others were not. This is a really important thing to highlight because in many areas, like where we are in Pennsylvania, there is no building code that requires passive mitigation systems being installed on new construction. So it's common to assume that your home, because it's new, might have a passive radon mitigation system. And in some areas that's the case, but that's definitely not the case here. And it's really kind of bizarre why some of these houses had passive radon mitigation systems installed by the builder and others did not. So here's the neighborhood that we looked at. And we started with this home here, and we had an average radon concentration of 13.8 picocuries per liter. This is more than triple the EPA's radon action level of 4. So this is a home that would definitely benefit from a radon mitigation system. Here we have 4.1, so obviously quite a bit lower, still above the EPA action level. This is one that again would benefit from a mitigation system, or at bare minimum it should be retested or done with a long-term test to verify what the levels are over a longer period of time, because radon levels can fluctuate throughout the course of the year. So ideally the longer term test, the better. That being said, if it's 4.1 pretty much at any time, a radon mitigation system is something that you definitely should be considering. This one here, 2.6, so a good bit lower, and we can already see a big disparity just between those homes, only one home apart, going from 13.8 down to 2.6. 2.6 would be in the category where a radon system's not really necessary. Additional testing's not a bad idea, or even one of the consumer grade continuous monitors that we talked about in some other videos. Those can be a good idea to help keep an eye on the radon levels. Unfortunately, we didn't get all the homes here, so the next one we jump over to right here. Across the street and down a couple homes, we're at 9.6. picocuries per liter. So again, more than double the EPA action level, and right across the street, 15.9, the highest of the 5 that we tested. Almost 4 times the EPA action level. And again, these are all very, very similar homes, very similar size, built at the same time, same builder, same materials. The only one that doesn't have the walkout basement is the 9.6. In theory, a walkout basement should decrease radon levels to some extent because you don't have as much of the home surface area in contact with the ground. So there's less areas for radon gas to seep in, but that's just one of a myriad of factors that can play into how much radon you have in your home. So what this really goes to reinforce is the only way to know if you have a radon problem is to have your home tested. So if you need help with that, feel free to reach out to us. We'll help out however we can. And you can also reach out to your local state's Department of Environmental Protection. Many states have low-cost test options available to you that you can get at either free or reduced cost through the state.